Our top story this hour, 12 people have been killed at a Gaza hospital encircled by Israeli tanks. Gaza's health officials say 700 patients and staff were under Israeli fire at the Indonesian hospital in the enclave's northeast. Palestinian media reports the hospital was hit by artillery rounds. Israel says its troops fired back at fighters and tried to minimize harm to non-combatants. Gaza's health ministry says 200 patients were evacuated with the help of the Red Cross after the Israeli strike. Heavy fighting also occurred between Hamas forces and Israeli troops trying to advance into northern Gaza's Jabalia refugee camp. In southern Gaza, reports say 19 people were killed in Israeli strikes on residences in Rafah and Han Yunis. And Hamas says it launched missiles towards Tel Aviv. The Palestinian death toll has risen to 13,300, while Israel's tally is around 1,200. Meanwhile, 28 premature babies have been transferred to Egypt for treatment from Gaza's largest hospital, Al-Shifa, which was seized by Israel to search for what he said was an underground tunnel network used by Hamas. Noor Harazeen has more.
Well, after days of waiting, the doctors here in Gaza managed to evacuate premature babies from the Al-Shifa hospital to the Emirati hospital in Rafah, and from there they were transferred to Egypt to get treatment there. The number of premature babies inside the Al-Shifa hospital a week ago was 38 premature babies. However, some of them died inside the Al-Shifa hospital while the Al-Shifa hospital was besieged by the Israeli troops, and some died on the way to Rafah border. However, happily now, of course, the premature babies were transferred to Egypt, because even though if they evacuated the Al-Shifa hospital, they cannot be transferred to other hospitals here in Gaza because of the lack of fuel and electricity. So actually the other hospitals here in Gaza cannot provide for these babies. Now also Al-Shifa hospital is a closed Israeli military base. There is actually patients, still Gazan patients inside the Al-Shifa hospital. However, doctors cannot contact with them as the Israeli forces cut all connections and of course banning anyone from entering